Well, folks, it's that time again. You know what time I mean. The time when a new Nintendo console has launched. So everyone's going wild, coming up with all the most insane, completely impossible predictions for who's coming out in the next Super Smash Bros. Game. Some people are saying there's not going to be a Smash Bros. Game for this console. Those people are living on another planet. I have no idea why they wouldn't make a Smash game for this. They made a Smash game for the 3DS. They're going to make a Smash game for the Switch too. Come on, you're being ridiculous. And usually when people come up with these lists, they have the most completely impossible guesses that are not coming to the Nintendo Switch. I promise you, they're not going to add Earthworm Jim to Super Smash Bros. But there are people on the planet who legitimately think it. And you know what? I mean, they did add Minecraft Steve. So really, how much lower can they get than that? I don't mean to, insult Minecraft Steve as a character. I just truly never thought I'd see the day where Minecraft freaking Steve was in Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch. So normally people make these lists of characters they think are going to be in Smash Bros., right? Characters they think stand a chance of being added to the next version of the game, because they're always adding new characters from all over video games. I thought I put together a list of the characters they're not going to add. Frankly, it would be hilarious if they added this character. That would be a comedy goldmine. But they're not going to. So we're going to go through and just talk about these characters and why they're never going to get into Smash. Disclaimer, if you're going to say, these characters aren't technically from a video game, so there's no way Nintendo would put this in the video. That's what you sound like if you say that these characters aren't going to be in Smash. Because all of them technically have video games. So that counts. That's fair game, idiot. First one up on the list is Hat Kid from A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is in my top 10 favorite games of all time. I'm just going to say that. Possibly, top 5. I actually really think it's such a fun game. It's a short game, but if you throw in the mods and, the custom levels, there's a lot of stuff you can do. It's really fun. And the characters are funny, and the whole game has cool graphics, and it's one of the coolest games. I think you could very easily make a Hat Kid moveset for Smash. Again, Nintendo's not doing this, but it would be really cool if they did. Crash Bandicoot. Okay, that's probably going to happen. That one probably doesn't need to be... We can strike that one from the list. Nathan Drake. Dude, I would play Nathan Drake in Smash. It's not going to be good because he doesn't really have a move set. He's not really a fighting character. The only move he has is shoot gun and climb. Neither of those are super applicable in a fighting game. I guess shooting people is. But he doesn't really have any, practical abilities. I guess you could make, all of his, ancient cursed relics into abilities like they did in the Uncharted multiplayer, not multiplier. But I don't see Nathan Drake ever coming to Smash. There are people here who legitimately think he will, and man, I would support that because I'm a huge Uncharted stan, but he's not coming to Smash Bros. It's not happening. I'm sorry. I hate to burst everyone's bubble, but this is not a reality. You need to wake up and escape the Matrix and face reality. Nathan Drake's never coming to Smash Bros. You know who is coming to Smash Bros? Pepsi Man! Think about it. They made a Pepsi Man video game. Why would they make a Pepsi Man video game back in 1997 if they weren't hinting at his involvement in Smash? That's too recent for them to announce it if he's not going to be in the next Smash Bros. Game. That's what they're hinting at. Think about it. You're thirsty. You've been playing games all day. You need hydration. You need some sort of fluid. You need something that has sugar-like properties, but without actual sugar, because that would cost Pepsi actual money. So they use fake sugar and weird sugar-like chemicals and carbonation in order to give you the bubbles when you drink it, and after you drink it, you play as Pepsi Man and you murder everyone else on the Smash Bros. Stage. That's what you gotta be doing, guys. Spyro I put on the list, but I'm not going to talk about him because Spyro is kind of logical. I don't think they're going to add Spyro, but they're probably going to add him before they add Putt-Putt, who is the next person on the list. Putt-Putt, at first I was like, Putt-Putt could do pretty well in a realistic fight because he could just drive over the bad guys, right? But also, he's not the size of a full car. He's one of those Barbie cars that 5-year-olds drive around. So I don't think Putt-Putt would actually be efficient in a fight. I think he'd get beat up like the car from Street Fighter. I don't think they should add Putt-Putt. It would be hilarious if they did. Again, this would just be, they got to add this one as like a comedy ad. Even if he's not like a real playable, you know, character that's meant to be used in tournaments, they got to add him just for the joke of it, dude. Can you imagine how funny that would be? Putt rolls into battle. That'd be so cool. Paper Mario, I made this list a couple of years ago. Some of them are real and some of them are fake. And I am just going to skip over all the ones that are real because no one wants to hear me talk about how Waluigi should be in Smash or Toad. You know who should be in Smash? Link from the CDI games. I know we have 3 Links, but we don't have the best Link, so we got to add him. I will legitimately lose my mind if they remaster the CDI games. If they remaster the CDI games and put them on the Switch too, that's going to push me over the edge. I have to get a Switch too, because that would be... Nintendo wants to do everything they can to bury these games and act like this absolute atrocity never happened, but we're not going to forget about it. We're going to petition them to create... I'm starting a petition right now. Remaster the CDI games. Do it. Stop being cowards and just give the people what they want. Please. Back to Smash Bros. After that little side tangent. Ganon is cool. Tingle is cool. Luigi is cool. Professor Oak, I do want to see. Not even as a joke, because I want to see Professor Oak and some more Pokemon. We only have like 3 starter Pokemon in Smash. I guess maybe Pikachu. But we gotta add like Professor Oak and give him some other starter Pokemon. Maybe he could have the starters from like Pokemon Sword or Pokemon... What's the newest one they added? It's like Pokemon Warriors? I don't know. Slippy from Star Fox. You could add him if you want to. I never played Star Fox, so I'm indifferent. But, you know, he is objectively... He is objectively. Like, say what you want about him. At least he is. You know? So, Old Man from The Legend of Zelda, the original one. We're not animating this character. I want a flat, pixel art old man. Just, like, kind of moving across the screen like he's being, like, keyframed in, like, some sort of animating software. I don't want him to be animated at all. Just have him glide across the screen and attack the enemies. You know they put John Wick in Fortnite, which means John Wick is a video game character. I'm not going to expand on that, but I think you know what I mean when I say that. Tails is cool. Dr. Eggman is cool. Sora is cool. But you know who I want them to put in Smash for real? Funky Kong. Seriously, man. Put Funky Kong in the Smash. I want to get that new funky mode. Shovel Knight is a good one. I never played Shovel Knight because I have a fear of manual labor. So I don't know what happens in that game. But I don't want to shovel things. I just want to play Smash Bros. Instead. They added the Sans costume, so it's not out of the question they could actually add Sans. I don't think they will. But technically they could. Frisk, same thing. They could add Frisk. But, I mean, they're not gonna... You know, let's just face it. They're not actually gonna add Frisk as a character. Master Chief, this is a wild one. It's not that wild. It's not like the most out of left field thing. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Although, again, like I said... I was dead set on the fact that they're not adding Minecraft Steve. I genuinely felt like I was in another universe when they announced it. Because that's the thing everyone said would never happen. So I guess maybe Master Chief is going on there. I don't know. I guess maybe I could, like, play as Master Chief, fighting Isabelle. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Parappa the Rapper, Unjammer Lammy. Those characters, Parappa the Rapper was in the PlayStation Battle Royale. Or the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. That was also like a Smash-like fighting game. So you know what? He already has a moveset. They could easily port him to Smash. It'd be nothing. Honestly, out of everything on the list, Parappa the Rapper might be one of the most likely. I'm not even joking. Impa, Birdo, Cuphead. Cuphead also could really work because he's got so many different bullet types. And he has so many different styles. So you have to they have to have all 8 like costumes. There's so many different ones you can use. You could have him regular, you could have him in black and white, you could have Mugman. You could do a lot of stuff with Cuphead. I do want to see Cuphead as a character. And isn't he also a skin? Or am I thinking of something else? I don't know what I'm thinking of. Ratchet and Clank, again, not gonna happen, but I'd like to see it. I only played a handful of the Ratchet and Clank games. They're alright. They're not like, I don't love them, but I played them. I had a decent time with them. Zelda from Breath of the Wild. The current Zelda in Smash Bros. Isn't even a real Zelda. Do you guys know that? She's just some weird, like, amalgamation of every Zelda. They just manifested into this game. And I think adding, like, a real Zelda from the games, like Breath of the Wild Zelda, or even Skyward Sword Zelda. Everyone likes the Skyward Sword Zelda. She's the best. She's the coolest one. So put her in the game. I guess they have Sheik from a little bit of a side quest here. They do have Sheik, and I guess that's kind of like Zelda from Ocarina of Time. But they should add like a real Zelda. Waddle Dee, everyone wants, you know, that's already up there. And finally, this is one that I wrote as a joke, but really, it's plausible. Like, it's kind of scary how likely this could be. You could very, very easily, I'm not saying they will do this, you could very, very easily adapt the imposter from Among Us into Smash. Don't hate me. Think about it. There's already so many different colors. There's already, he could have like his ultimate would be he eats everyone because he's the imposter. And there's so many other like abilities you can use based on the tasks in the game. So you could add Among Us, and that wouldn't even be that far off. If they do though, like I said, if they add the Among Us imposter, I'm buying a Switch 2. Like I think I have no choice. I have to get a Switch 2 at that point. I mean, I won't because I'm really broke, but I'll consider it. I will consider it.